There's a lot of talk online about how much a robot costs. Today I'll show you a real one, a public tender in China. A robotic welding line, open bidding, budget 1.5 million RMB, about 200 grand US. Here's the catch, that money doesn't buy one robot. It buys a turnkey line. The robot, seam tracking, master control, safety guarding, plus installation, commissioning, acceptance, training, after sales, all of it. Why does buy a robot turn into buy a line? 7 years doing automation. Today I'll break it down, line item by line item, from public records. Reading a quote, don't just stare at the robot line. First ask how this one station actually runs. The robot body solves it moves. The fixture and end effector solve it holds your part. Vision, safety, conveyance, PLC solve it sees it stops. It talks to the rest of the line. Integration and commissioning solve it runs together with the line you already have. BCG put a number on it. Take the robot's list price and multiply by at least 3 for your budget. Add conveyance and peripherals and it can be 4 or 5 times. On the open market, an entry-level smart welding workstation reportedly starts around 170,000 RMB. That's a different project. You can't just subtract it, but feel the order of magnitude. Buying one machine and delivering a line that passes acceptance are 2 different accounts. The arm arrives and it moves, but it has no idea how to pick up your part. A round tube rolls when you clamp it. A thin sheet deforms. A part with a film of oil slips. Change the batch. The dimensions drift a little, and you're reteaching positions all over again. Customers always ask, can I just buy an arm and bolt on a gripper myself? On the floor, the answer is blunt. Picking it up is step 1. Picking it up right, batch after batch, is what earns a place on the line. That's where the fixture cost lies. It isn't a gripper you screw on. It's a hand, built for your specific workpiece. Integration and commissioning cost what they cost because the robot can't run alone. It has to run in step with the stations before and after it. When does material arrive? When does the signal fire? Which step must not touch the fixture? What happens when the vision call is slow? All of that gets tried on site over and over. That 1.5 million tender spells the details right into the contract. Laser vision seam tracking, working distance no less than 300 millimeters. From signing to acceptance, 3 months. In our experience, most of those 3 months is on-site commissioning. What the commissioning crew fears isn't a machine that won't move. That's easy to trace. It's the one that ran fine today and goes unstable when the batch changes. So this money doesn't buy a program. It buys integration, exception handling, retuning, on-site babysitting, and whether it passes acceptance in the end. And it's still not over. The money that starts the most fights usually isn't on page 1 of the equipment list. It's in line stops, trial runs, and acceptance. Does the old line need new anchors, air power? Where do the fences and light curtains go? Who eats the scrap during trial production? How long must it run continuously? At what stable output before it counts as accepted? Leave those unwritten and the equipment stops daily, and you've got no grounds to hold back the final payment. Factories know this fear too. That tender even screened the bidders must be a system integrator, not a trader. The project manager needs 5 years and must have actually delivered 2 similar projects over 800,000 each. What they're afraid of is simple. The equipment arrives and no one can hold the floor. If you really want to cut the budget, don't take the axe to the things you can't see. The robot body, pick one that's enough for the payload, reach, and precision. No need to buy the biggest name, but the fixture, the safety, the commissioning, the spares. Don't treat them like free add-ons and cut them. Cut the fixture too hard and commissioning pays for it. Cut commissioning too hard and line stops pay for it. Whatever you saved up front tends to come back on you as downtime and rework in early production. Next time you read a quote, ask 3 questions flat out. 1. Which step does it actually replace? And how do you verify cycle time and yield? 2. Fixture, vision, safety, commissioning. Who owns each, and who comes on site when something breaks? 3. Changeover, trial production, acceptance, spares. What's included and what's billed extra? Ask those and it gets clear fast. Are they selling you a machine or a station that actually runs? 3 questions won't cure everything, but they'll steer you clear of the biggest hole. When you retrofitted your line, which invisible cost surprised you most? Fixture, commissioning, downtime, or after sales? Tell me in the comments.